Hey guys, this is the JK Hunter coming at you with another video here. This is going to be a short video, some Star Wars figures I picked up in the last 2 weeks. And let's start with Luke's land speeder. Now this is a Luke we've got before. The only difference is the head sculpt and some of the paint apps on it. The color scheme's a little different. But this new head is pretty cool. I mean, it don't look just like Mark Hamill, as you can see there. There's the gorgeous Mark Hamill. Nah, I'm just kidding. He's ugly. So yeah, I mean, they could have did a better job. But it looks better than the one we got for the 40th anniversary and the one they released before that. A lot. It's improved, but not good enough. I still think they could improve. Yeah. But I'm beginning with this poncho, what the other ones don't come with. So if you guys want Luke with his poncho, you gotta buy the speeder. And of course you get his lightsaber. And you get his the boonie hat. Some molded goggles on there. He's gonna go fishing. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. Let's get a look at this speeder here. First off, this exposed thing right here. All those wires and hoses. It's really cool. The details are really neat on this thing. I mean, a person that knows how to customize things can actually make this thing look a lot better. And you got a little compartment here. I don't know what that is, but it looks pretty cool. And let's turn this thing around. Got another little compartment, little storage compartment. Put his binoculars in there. The hat don't fit in there. That fits in there, so that's where I store that at. You got this back seat storage area. When I usually have Luke in his seat right here, I have his poncho and his hat in here. And here's the inside, the console. Oh, it looks cool. I'm inside the speeder. Anyways, so yeah, that's that. And then you get this nice rifle right here. Long range rifle, I guess. It's really cool. It comes off this little clip here. And then, yeah. Really neat. Again, the detail on this is pretty cool. Look at that, man. Look at that big old dent right there. Take it to the body shop, Luke. Don't be so cheap, man. Okay, now this hood opens. And you get this cool looking motor right here. It's a Tesla design. Looks really cool. The little details in the wires and whatever that is, the battery, I guess. I don't know. It's a really cool weathering effect they did on there with the silver. Looks like a bunch of oil spots. I don't know if it's oil spots or rust they're supposed to look like. I don't know. Really cool though. Then it sits on this clear base right here. Just pegs in the bottom. And you can get that look like he's just floating there like in the movies. It's really cool, man. If you guys don't have it yet, I suggest and recommend you pick one up. But if you guys want to wait the long game, I'm pretty sure these will go on clearance pretty soon. But once they hit clearance, man, they fly off the shelves. Now this is the Ray speeder. Here's Ray. I like the cloth goods on this figure, but I just don't like that it's fraying. You can see the little fraying starting to happen there. It's getting pretty bad. I might have to get some like fabric stuff that you can put on the edge here, like to stop the fraying. Liquid stitch, I don't know. I've seen it before, I just can't remember the name. Yeah, the figure's pretty cool. I mean, all these cloth goods on here. She comes with this turban looking thing, this wrap around her head, her goggles. Now the only thing I have to complain about is I wish they would have made these goggles removable to at least to where you can put them above her eyes, like rest them on top of her forehead. But you can't. It's like molded down. I mean, you could pick them up. And you can see her eyes, they're not painted. Kind of creepy looking. But that's it, man. I mean, they could have did something different or something better. For the amount you're paying, you know, you at least want these to go up here to show her eyes. But they don't. The articulation is a little better, especially on the knees. It's got the double jointed stuff right there. She can bend a little better, but you know they always do that with figures that come with vehicles, like a speeder bike or of course this one, so they can pose better and fit better on their vehicle. But why can't they do that for all the females? They did Hera's. She has double jointed knees. Take a look. See, she's got the double jointed knees on there. But if you pick up the old Ray, she don't got them. Which they should have done it for her. I mean, I think also Sabine has, yeah, she has double jointed knees. You know, so. But anyways, enough about the knees. Let's look at the vehicle. Oh, and before we do that, she also came with this little mask covering that goes over her mouth and her nose. It fits on there like that. It comes off, it don't snap in or anything. It just kind of gets, it sticks on there. It gets snug on there, you could say. And she comes with her staff, her horrible staff. I mean, they could have did a better job with this strap thing here instead of just having a hard strap like that. Anyways, so here's the speeder. Here's Ray's speeder. Again, like Luke's, she's got a dent on the same side in the middle from the stripes. The same kind of dent there. Who knows, maybe they're related. Take it to the body shop, Ray. Anyways, you got this compartment that opens up here. Reveals some of the engine. It's not too much, and it just shows this little section here. This closes. Then you got her scavenger parts that she's found. It's like one big molded piece, and it just pegs into the side of the vehicle. And this net here just pegs in these holes that are right here. Just pegs in there. And that's it. Put that right there, like in the movie. And it also comes with like a clear base stand. And it's got like a ball joint that pops in the bottom, and you can kind of pivot and turn any which way you want to turn it. See, there you go. You kind of tilt it back that way. Like she's going up, she's going down. It's really cool, really cool. I mean, they could have added more detail to this thing. It's like a customizer, an action figure customizer can actually, if you wanted to, just put a lot more weathering and detailing in the rivets and bolts and weather the seat out a little bit, you know. These handles move up and down. They feel kind of stiff. I feel like I might break them, so I leave them like that. Then you get this part that opens up here to reveal part of the motor, and then if you unhook it from here, this whole piece of this speeder pops off and it reveals bigger part of the motor. And if you want to make, pose her up fixing her motor, you can do that. And you got this right here in the back, these little flap thingies that move, I guess, to adjust her speed and stuff. And when she's braking like that, and she speeds up, I guess. See, there's not that much detail in this thing. They could have just, put some more detail and weathering in here. Maybe just put some bright orange and yellow to make it look like the engines are turned on. But here's the console right here. Pretty neat. I mean, this is cool, the glass, the way it looks all fogged out and broken right here. This is a really neat piece, guys. Like I said with Luke's, if you guys don't have it, I would recommend you pick it up. It's a really, really neat piece. I'm glad I got both at the same time. I got these from my guy up in Clovis. He owns a card, and it's like a football cards and like all kinds of sports memorabilia, and he's got all kinds of action figures and pops and stuff like that. And It's in Clovis at the Clovis Mall, Sierra Vista Mall. It's called A to Z Collectibles. And I got these from my guy Henry for a really decent price. If you guys don't have them, pick them up, man. These pieces are really nice to have in your collection. Really cool. And that's that. So let's get to the other stuff I got. I'm gonna start with this Revan here. Now, where I live in Fresno, figures are hard to come by. It's always dry over here in Fresno. You have to be at the stores when they're restocking the figures. And it's really hard to do that here in Fresno because it's tough to collect in Fresno. I mean, I barely get the stuff I'm looking for. I happen to arrive at the right time when they're bringing the toys out from the back, or my buddy Henry, I get stuff from him. And of course, a lot of the stuff I get from the San Jose Toy Show. I go every year. I try to go to every one. I skipped this last one that passed, and the one before that I've been to that one, and I'm going to this one this weekend. And but anyways, this guy I picked up at JCPenney's here in Fresno. And for me, out of all the places to find him, at JCPenney's, because JCPenney's didn't carry toys before. I don't remember if they did or not. But I walked in, and they had this section of Star Wars plush dolls and like pops and beanie caps and shirts and stuff. And I walked around that, and they had like an end cap thing there with Black Series figures. And they had Obi-Wan in the black box. It had Princess Leia, the one nobody likes, and the Snow Trooper. And I was already looking through them like all crazy, like, oh man, they just had Revan here. This is the set that he comes in. I missed it. And lucky for me, my wife, she's a hunter. She hunts toys for me. So she had a good eye. She's like, look at those over there. Look, there's more toys in that direction. And I was like, that's not gonna be there. The Black Series is right here. And she goes, just go check. So I walked around, right in the front. Revan's right there in the front. And I grabbed it, and I literally a little tear almost came out. I mean, I was so excited to find this guy. I don't know how long I've been waiting for this figure. I would hunt every day, almost every weekend, trying to find this guy, going to all the GameStops, going to all the Targets and asking, do you have this figure? Is he in the back? Going to Walmart, nobody had this guy. And I almost picked him up the last time I went to the San Jose Toy Show, and I was going to pay $45 to $50 for this guy. And I was thinking when I went to that show, I was like, I'm gonna play the long game, because if a few shows from now he might be cheaper because people will have bought him already and he won't be as popular. But I'm glad I didn't pay the $45 to $50 for this figure. I'm glad I waited and played that long game, because it paid off. Because when I found this guy, I literally could not believe it. I was in shock. And my wife, she's like, I should take a picture. He looked so in shock, like he didn't know what to do. But I'm so happy I got this guy, and he's really cool. I love all the detail on him, the cloth goods and stuff. He's just a really cool figure, and he's hard to get, but if you're patient enough, you'll eventually get what you're looking for. And as an example, I waited and waited, and finally I just walked in, and there he was. Really cool story about this one. So there's my Revan. This guy right here, I posted this on Facebook. If y'all don't know about Open Box Mafia, you guys need to check it out and join up, because it's a really cool community on there. They just love to post pictures on their toys, and they're toys, but I like to call them action figures, and what they're getting, what they need help looking for. Posting pictures on their collections. It's awesome. I recently just joined up. Like I said, I never had a Facebook. And I joined up because I met this really cool guy. His name, I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but his name is Jesse Chavez, and he's from San Jose. And I met him about a week and almost 2 weeks ago, you could say. I went to a comic shop in, I think it was Union City, Comics, Figures, Addicts, I think it was called. If I'm not correct, Jesse, if you watch this, please correct me. I walked in there and I was amazed by all the figures they had in the store. That just the walls were lined with figures, and they had aisles in the middle, just a bunch of figures. And I went up to the guy behind the register and I was like, "Man, you have a nice store here, because Fresno, where I'm from, don't have nothing like this. I'm sorry, but my friend Henry, it was not as badass as this store. This store is badass, really cool store." And I guess, when I said I'm from Fresno, my buddy, well, my friend now, Jesse, he's like, "What part are you from?" Like, West Side, or I'm Fresno, I'm from Fresno. And he's like, "Oh, that's cool, man. I got family that lives out in Madera and Wrigley, I think he said, in Visalia. And he was in his toy group, and he collects and stuff like that." And he was just talking about toys, and I enjoyed it. I love meeting people and talking about the things we like. And this guy, he was cool right off the bat. I got this, look, I got the Rex and the Deadpool, and so it was pretty cool meeting him there. And I did some shopping, and I actually did some shopping for this guy. I was looking for him. That store had him, but they didn't have Bays, and I'm looking for Bays Melvis. That's my figure on the hunt right now. He's on the hunt list. He's at the top right now for me. But yeah, I got Cheer Up.